Welcome back. As promised, we are doing another deck profile for the one and only Yuto. My guy, Yes, sir. Alright, so of course, let's start out with the monsters. Of course, I have two copies of Ancient Code. This is what I use to pretty much what is it? To either banish or if I get it in the first hand, like in the very first turn, I draw it. Then it will probably be used to either boost a Rebellion Dragon or Overload. So again, it's useful for the very beginning for the extra little attack. Usually be around 3,800 for Overload because I usually do Overload right after summoning OG, not OG, Autodive's Rebellion Dragon for the extra deck, and then obviously make Overload. Then you use Ancient Cloak, and yeah, so you will see some of that in some of my clips before. We have Ragged Gloves. Again, this is I like to say good, but kind of not. So this is kind of hit or miss. So in the beginning, it was good because of course it gives you that extra 1,000 attack, but it also screws you over in the cases where you go up against like Red Eyes Dragoon, where it automatically activates, and then you just have to like destroy it. It automatically gets destroyed because Dragoon would majority of the time like negate it, or yeah. So it's just not like 50-50. Sometimes it's better to have either Ancient Cloak or Silent Boots, but we'll get to that. But since I have three copies at the moment, I don't have a dream ticket. So if I did, I would have got Ancient Cloak or Silent Boots. But it is what it is. We stick with Ragged Gloves. We have Torn Scales, another good one. So sometimes when I do have Ragged Gloves, since I have three, I have Torn Scales. I will summon it, normal summon usually, and then use its effect where you discard, and you can discard also from your deck. So one from your hand, one for your deck. Usually I do Ragged Gloves if I have it in my hand, or usually in the deck. I can also use it to search or just discard a Spear, so I can set up like a Lifeline. And yeah, that's what Torn Scales is pretty good. Usually in the beginning, it's really good. Same thing with Ancient Cloak. So it'll be 1, 2, and then Ragged Gloves 3. Not even, that's 4. Silent Boots. So let me just talk about Silent Boots real quick. Of course, if you control another Phantom Knight, you can special summon it. You can also banish it to get a spell or trap. So usually, if you're searching up, or when you really like summon Break Sword, you're usually gonna have Silent Boots with it, and by that point, you just use Silent Effect, Break Sword's effect, destroy itself, destroy an opponent's card. Usually, it'll be a monster or the back row if you just want to play it safe. Then you will summon again, whether it be Silent Boots and something else. You make Dark Rebellion. If you go for the back row, that's better because since you destroyed that back row, like a card from the back row, you still have the monster. You can use Rebellion XD's Dragon's effect to then detach two materials. You can then banish Silent Boots to get rank up magic, and that's how you get Rec Room, which is pretty much like that's pretty much game majority of the time when you do get Rec Room in that very first like half. So again, it's very versatile. Silent Boots definitely like one of the top tier, and yeah, like it pretty save me a lot of times when it comes to just thinking, alright, what else can I do? Because it also has a really good effect in the graveyard. So again, if you're struggling, let's just say Brazo gets destroyed. You have like what, two monsters. Usually you're gonna make Raider's Knight or Rebellion. Again, remember you have a Silent Boots in the pocket, or I say pocket, but graveyard. Banish it, get rank up, and that's it. So for this too, I was always mixed, but I decided near the end I was gonna go two copies of Fragile Armor and Cloverhelm. Reason why is because Fragile Armor, it really does help in the very beginning as well, because let's just say you have a hand. Let's just see. You can test out that hand right here. I forgot about that. Let's say you get a hand like this. Oh, that's not good. You get hands like these, and usually you have like a level 3, and since there's only 4 level 4s, you're most likely to get a 3. And of course, you're always going to summon Rebellion Dragon from the extra deck face up. So again, just having that as a back row is just probably the best. And then that's when Fragile Armor, you're just gonna have it majority of the time in your hand. And then let's just say breaks. You probably have like a rebellion overload or break sword. Just keep it in your pocket. If break sword gets destroyed, like next turn, you don't use this effect because let's say you go turn one. Then fragile armor in your hand, you can just summon it because again, it has this effect where you can summon it when a phantom lance gets destroyed. So again, just good coverage. Clover home usually is like mix as well, but again, I put 2 copies is because just to make it more balanced. Because sometimes I do come out with 2 level 3s, whether it be ancient cloak and ragged, or you get 2 fragile armors or two or one of one each of clover helmet and fragile armor. Just better just to have a variety, so you're not stuck with break sword as your only like momentum or like versatile monster. Because again, if it all relies just on break sword, and if it's like destroyed and its graveyard effect is negated, you're kind of screwed. So again, that's why these two clover helm and fragile armor there, just to give more balance. Of course, rank up magic really needed, probably like the main like how do I say this, main cheese in the deck. Because you can just like have it in your hand. You don't need to even use it, like just like use it as like offensive move. You can just have it in your opponent's turn. Let's just say I have like a dark rebellion and I already used this effect, so what, it gets attack. You don't use right call magic immediately. Instead of trying to finish the game, maybe they have like an extra back row. Bring 2 cards in the back row. You just want to play it safe. Okay, leave it in your hand. Let's just say now it's their turn. They activate a trap or spell. The target's dark rebellion. Boom. You activate rank on magic. Then you get Requiem. And then you also have pretty much a negate and drain attack. So again, it's really good to have it. You don't need to particularly use it as much. Like in the very beginning, again, it's mostly like a safe play. Or if you do want to go all out offensive, and like they don't have a background, then yeah, just go for Requiem. That's like the main goal. You never go for Arc, because Arc can just be summoned by Raider's Knight. At that point, you wouldn't even summon like Dark Rebellion. You just go Raider's Knight and then make Arc, because it gets destroyed after like 2 turns. So yeah, it is what it is. Rank up Magic Force is different. Phantom Lance rank up Magic Force is different. You need to have more like monsters in the grave in order to use its like main effect, and you can only use it on majority of times like Arc Rebellion, because again, you need to have Dark Rebellion attached in order to get a Requiem. So chances are you're not gonna have it, because sometimes maybe you want to use it as a last effort to protect Break Sword. So you will banish whatever's in your grave, and then boom, you'll get Arc. So again, this is kind of like the third option, because usually you want to go for Overload. Will be like your main attack monster. The second one would be Arc or Requiem. Again, with rank on magic, you don't need to particularly use it. And yeah, that's when Phantom Lance rank up magic Force will be your third choice. Spear, I say Spear is so underrated because it is. You just send it to the grave and boom, boom. You just have you just have coverage, and some people don't even know what Spear does. They're like, alright, he just sends it to the grave. You're just like, alright, it's probably useless, It's probably setting up for like a fusion or something. But no, it actually covers you. So a lot of people don't know what it does. That's why you can use it as your advantage. You send it to the grave usually with Dark Outlets. That's like the only reason Dark Outlets are there. Or Torn Scales. So again, Spear underrated. Wings, I go rings. I'm gonna go over Phantom Wings and Zord. This is pretty much just your coverage as well, and Lifeline. If you need that little extra attack, then go for Zord. Majority of the time, let's just say you have one of each, go for Zord. Wing, usually you like to use it in your opponent's turn. When your monsters are targeted with like destruct, let's say like destroyed, yeah, just use Wing. Or if you have the Spear already set up by either Dark Outlets or Torn Scales, then you can use that. But again, like Wing, since it does give that little extra attack, it should be like probably like your second. If you want to play it safe, go for Spear, which should most of the time be in your grave. Then you go for Wing, or go for a Sword and then Wing. Again, kind of mixy, but yeah, just extra Lifeline. Wrong magnet ring. It's a really good, but also kind of mix. Because again, it only negates an attack, and then you get you the +2 and advantage. So, majority of the times when I do have it, it's just like later on in the duel, maybe mid duel, since duelings is kind of quick game. It's gonna be really bad. So if it's in the beginning, probably good. Because let's just say you get it your first draw, you can have like I don't know overload. You have that wrong magnet ring, and then you have like some other cards. You can still use it. And then if you have spear for some reason, majority of the time you want to use your ability, which I'll get into, to send it back. But if you do have it, you can also like just activate it. So it'll be face up, and that's when you can send magnet ring and spear. So you get that +2 advantage, and also set up spear. Again, really good. But that's just that. Dark outlets, the last card in the deck. Again, just use to set up spear. But apart from that, it's gonna be useless because unless all your cards are like in the grave, like you have nothing on your field, then Dark Outlets can activate the other effect, where you can just special summon it. Again, majority of the time you're not, because you're gonna have pendulum zones. Even when you do have like everything in your grave, like no monsters, no back zone, your pendulum zones are still gonna be occupied. So that's when you can't activate Dark Outlets. So again, kind of sucks, but also like that also a little bit of advantage just to set up spear. Or if you want to set up, let's just say your phantom, your breakers in the grave. Okay, cool. Use Dark Outlets, send either a sword or wing, then you can special summon break sword. Let's just say you have another rank on magic, or rank the other one, Phantom Knight's rank on magic course. Just use it, boom, and that's how you can get. But you can just keep going, like that momentum piling up. So that's when Dark Outlets is good. Alright. Extra monsters, we have Breakzord, of course, the go-to. You already know what it can do. Literally, like it's kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. Like your playmaker in this game. Where if you just need something to be created, you always go Breakzord. It can be destroyed. It can be used with either rank up, or if you just want it to be boosted, like I don't know, beefy for some reason. I doubt it, because you already have overload. You can just have it at ragged gloves attached. Get the extra 1k, so it's 3k, and then boom. Just simple as that. Dark Rebellion, of course, OG Dark Rebellion, which is what I call it. Again, really good, especially when you have rank of magic and you already use its effect. Because let's just say they have like a bad, I don't know, a trap card or a spell card. You activate Rebellion's effect, and then they activate their card. Let's say it's a trap, where Dark Rebellion would be destroyed. You can, of course, use rank on magic, counter it. You baited their card, so now it's pretty much useless. And I think you see that like in some of my duels, where sometimes I have it and I don't use it yet, even though Requiem is again probably the best option you can have. Just waiting will probably can win you the game. Yeah, I have 2 copies of that, one with the low effect. Raider's Knight, again pivotal, but when you do use it, you're just gonna use it for arc. You never want to use it for Requiem. There's some games where I misclick and I lose, because of course you need Dark Rebellion needs to be attached. So again, remember Raider into arc, and again, you majority of the time you want to go into arc, because Dark Rebellion needs to be paired up with rank of magic if you really want to play it safe. By that point, you probably will win the game. But arc is if there's already monsters on the field. Let's just say Dragoon. Majority of the time it is Dragoon when I do summon arc. You can just use the effect, and also if Dragoon uses the effect already, then I think it can be negated that turn. Don't quote me, don't trust me, but I think there was one game where that happened, where it went 3000 sack, 4000 user effect. I use summon arc, use its effect, of course the ETS material, and I think with the 4k went to 3k, so it does negate that part of the effect. I know it can't be targeted per-ish, so again, don't quote me on that, but it can be used as like a counter to dark to Dragoon. Rebellion, I play another copy of Rebellion just because you can actually have, if you play it right, which I will show in a couple of minutes when I do show like the combos. If you play it right, you can actually have Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon's effect actually activate. Which, if you don't know what it is when it's summoned, you can pretty much destroy anything that's like lower than level 7. Is it lower? Yeah, level 7 or lower. And inflict 500. It's 1,000 in the actual card, but in duelinks it's 500, and you can pretty much clear. Raging, the same. It's even better. You just detach and destroy everything, which is again even better. This is my go-to card, the card that won me, that won me plat. Again, my go. Raging will probably be used as second. Again, most majority of the time you want to have overload, but if the opportunity arises where, alright, their board is getting a little bit too, outrageous, want to clear up, go into raging, detach, which I will show you how in a couple minutes. But again, overload is gonna be your main like go-to. Again, with Pendulum Rebellion, now we can talk about the effect. Or skill is what you want to call it. So with this skill, it grants you the pretty much two main things that pretty much set you up. Number one is, of course, you get pendulum zones that are separate from your back row, so you can have more opportunity to use your back row. And you have you get pendulum, Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, and Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon automatically face up in your extra deck. With the other effect, just shuffle one card from either your hand or field. Again, this is where I say if you have Phantom Knight Spear, you can send it to the deck, because again, it's pretty much useless unless you have Magnet Ring, and the chances of that is low. So just send it into the deck majority of the time. And that's when you can place 2 of 4 Magician Pendulums. So it's Stargazer, Time Gazer. I think it's Creation or Destruction. I'm not gonna even bother pronunciation, but yeah, majority of the time you want to pair how I pair it's Time Gazer and Stargazer, because that's just like the best optimal point. But right after that first turn, you can use it again. You can use this effect twice, and you can use the second effect twice. The first one, of course, it auto activates once, which is the Pendulum Zone. So when you go for Time Gazer and Stargazer, you can replace Stargazer with Yguioh. I'm just gonna say it, fuck it, Yguioh Magician, which this in turn allows you to pretty much target one face up exceed monster, and it can be used as its rank. It can be used as a level, and that's when again where if overload is not doing it, you can make it a level. You would then, since it's your second turn, of course, since that's how you activate it, you can then summon the face up Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, which is already in your extra deck, to get raging again, which I'll show you in a couple minutes. Which let's just jump into that. Let's just jump into it. Alright, so let's just get it out of the way. So it's my turn again. Boom. So again, the first part of the effect at the beginning, the pendulum zones automatically get added. So let's just say, look, this is my hand. Again, I'm playing against NPC. Reason being, I'm not trying to get destroyed. And again, my explanation, this is gonna take time, because of course it's gonna be online. So for these examples, is gonna be NPCs. So you will activate your skill. And how I determine which card to add, again, if you have Spear in your hand, you send it. It should be the first one you send. If you don't, which is in this case, if you have a pair of a pair to make 2 level 4s or 2 level 3s, which you get what Breakzord is, you should keep it. So I don't have the pair. Again, I only have 1 level 3. So you should send Torn Scales out. That's how I would determine it. Since I already have Clover Helm and Fragile Armor, I have pretty much a gateway to either Raider's Knight into Arc right there, or you can get Dark Rebellion. So usually they will already have theirs. So let's just say it's Dragoon. Let's just say this card right here is Dragoon. You know, it's kind of hard, but and then of course, like I said, go for Stargazer and Time Gazer only. And since you already have these two, what you want to do is set out Rebellion And let's just say for this point, Clover Helm. That's how I'll play it. Again, pretend this is Dragoon. You can activate its effect. Okay, boom. Now, again, the reason why you don't summon this, because you can still normal summon, and of course, Fragile Armor, if let's just say Clover Helm gets destroyed, you can just special summon it, and again, by that point, you have to play defensive, but again, since it's Dragoon, let's just say, alright, they let it pass for now. This is when you will summon Overload, again, immediately, but instead of pressing it here, again, if you're playing manual, you're gonna need to change that, I think it's a manual 2, if I remember, yeah. You need to be playing manual 2, or else you're kind of fucked, where you can't proceed with Raging Eyes. So you make Overload. Okay, cool. So, let's just say, for this turn, let's just say Clover Helm was destroyed, and then Fragile Armor, I just special summon Fragile Armor. Okay. Now we play it safe. Yeah, pretend that's Dragoon. And you end. Usually, if it is June, we just attack because you can summon it. But again, just say you're playing it safe. Okay, that's cool. And alright, you don't need to activate it. If you do need to activate it, let's just say you did. You wanted to play it safe, which at that point you could have set up Spear. You still have Dark Outlets. Clover Helm would have activated the effect so you get extra 500. And then you have pretty much a lifeline. Again, I call it lifeline. Different for other Yu-Gi-Oh, duelinks, or the other terminology that they use. But again, if you ever like your monster, let's just say Overlord is threatened to be destroyed, you just banish Spear. And of course you have Zord. So like I said before, though, you want to go for Spear, and then you can activate Zord. Because again, it's against Dragoon, especially if you hadn't used an effect yet. And then you can just use it. So again, bait it. Alright. So this, like I said, you want to summon Raging Eyes, you just get Odd Eyes. You don't even need to summon Dark Rebellion. So boom. Okay, now you have the Pendulum and Raging. Something like that. But this is when, of course, you send Stargazer. You need to send Stargazer just in case, because Stargazer is back. Zanchi, you have level Pendulum 3 and then 8. So just in case, you know, everything goes to shit, you can still have a counter. Let's say Raging gets destroyed, and you can still summon it. Okay. Use its Pendulum effect. You turn its rank into levels, and then you can either summon Rebellion or Raging. Again, for this point, let's summon Raging. Boom. Apologies for the lag. Boom. Activate the effect. Detach. Boom. And that's how you get Raging. Just from that play. Again, it's gonna be 2, your second kind of like option. You always want to have Overload, just because it's the best. The best in terms of just starting. And if it does get destroyed, or let's just say its attack gets lowered or its effect negated, then you can just go for that Raging Eyes play. Alright, this is the good, like, perfect turn 1 hand where I can just like kind of demonstrate. Alright, what do you do in this situation? So again, like I said, you look for a pair. We don't have a pair, so keep the traps just in case. But for me, I'll send Fragile Armor just because you need that coverage. Of course, you can negate an attack and add a little bit of attack as well with Zord, but also negate pretty much destruction, or not negate. He does negate if your monster is like about to get destroyed. But you can also banish it and special summon another Phantom Knights, which, let's just say Ancient Clothes destroyed, you can banish Sword, get it back. So again, Stargazer, Time Gazer. Boom. Get Rebellion, Ancient Cloak. And I said Ancient Cloak is good for the very beginning for this very reason. So you get your Rebellion out. You summon it, attack. And then don't let's just say you have Rag Gloves. Let's just say pretend this is Rag Gloves. You also summon it. You don't make Breakzord immediately. you make overload first in the main monster zone. Again, always in the main monster zone. Then you use ancient cloaked effect on overload, and then by this point, if you have regular gloves, pretend this is regular gloves. You then make break sword, and then boom, like you just want to get that extra attack, anything that can be helpful, and boom. Next turn. And this time I'm gonna do that's rebellion overload. So again, boom, get pendulum, and let's just say their board is crazy. Send Stargazer, get Xanchi, use the effect, make it a level, and you can just go for rebellion, like I said. Boom. And this is how you summon it with its effect. With its actual effect, since it's face up an extra zone, extra deck, it's not gonna get it. So again, you're gonna get the 3 extra attacks. Weave, and weave this up. Again, most like basic and simplest. Once you get the hang of it, boom. Alright, perfect hand. So again, pendulum, rebellion. This is like the last clip. Yeah, spear, stargazer, time gazer. Of course, we have no trap, so of course, you just. This is such a crazy hand. But of course, you go for rebellion. If you want, you can get Cloverhelm, radical gloves. You can either do 2 for this one. There's a 2. Get rebellion, Cloverhelm, and for some, this is actually so fucking crazy. 3 of each. Okay, let's just say we're going break sword. Okay, we got it. Back. Go overload. Okay. And let's just say this is like, I don't know, Mirror Force or some bullshit. Go for break sword. Back. Destroy this. Destroy that. Boom, let's go dice. What the fuck? Okay, cool. So obviously, I ain't go well. But. This again, regular gloves. You have so many options. This one, let's just banish Zord. Let's banish Zord. Banish Zord. Bring back free Zord. Boom. It's like go realm. And you have that break Zord. Of course, you have the overload. If you want to play this more optimal, you put instead of making overload in the main monster zone, you just put in extra. That's the only time you will ever put it. Just because you pretty much only have all monsters that are level 3, except for Cloverhelm. But yeah, just again, that consistency is what you need. Whether you get Break Sword, Raider's Knight, or Dark Rebellion. And yeah, what an amazing journey this has been. And thank you all for joining me in this crazy journey. I think I said before that I was gonna switch characters. Of course, I'm gonna use Lulu, or where is it? I just forgot. Ruri in Arc 5. That's the Japanese version name. If we go to PvP, I'm in gold. So yeah. Again, I just kind of burnt out on Phantom Knights. Of course, I will come back. I will definitely come back probably like soon. But for now, I kind of just want to use this type of deck. Again, this is just something I've been working on right now. I'm just watching videos, some tips, writing my own kind of like combos. I'm still gonna invest more. Of course, you can see my gems. I gotta put my gems to use. So yeah, that's gonna pretty much what's gonna be on like next couple of videos, I like to say. Uh, Again, I'll go back to Phantom Knights soon because again, I invested so much in that not to not come back. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely if you have any like suggestions or you're confused on any maybe combos or you want like more further insight, let me know. Always there to reply, answer. So yeah, thank you guys.